I'm Lorraine Gums. I'm the Programme Development Manager at LEAP. LEAP is an energy advice service. It's there to help and support people that are struggling with their bills, want to be more energy efficient, find out how they can save on their energy and help improve the environment. It's really very much tailored to what the resident actually wants. So our advisor will ask a series of questions. They will ask them about, how do they heat their home, see if they've got like loft and cavity wall insulation. They will give them some tips and advice on how they can reduce their energy bills, and that's very much tailored to how that resident lives in their home. So it's all the stuff that we all know about, like turning your thermostat down, washing your clothes at 30 degrees, those kinds of sort of tips and advice. Make sure that people are eligible for any benefits that they're entitled to, so we can do referral for an income maximisation check. So on the advice call, they will ask them, have you got any loft insulation? Have you got any cavity wall insulation? How do you heat your home? That will give us an idea of whether or not they might need to have some what we call larger measures done for their home. They will ask them, do they have low energy light bulbs? Do they have things like radiator panels? Because we can supply those to them and post them out to them as well, so they can fit them for themselves. They will also have a chat with them about their water, because obviously water is a big thing, as well as their energy. See if they're eligible for the water social tariff. They will also check to see if it's a vulnerable home, whether or not they're eligible for the Priority Services Register. So this is the register whereby if you've got people that are vulnerable, so it could be over 60s, children under 5, people with long-term health conditions, that can be signed up with their energy supplier. So if the power ever goes out, they know that they might need some extra help and support. Really wide eligibility criteria. So basically, it just needs to be if you're on any means tested benefit or any disability benefits, or if your household income is less than 31,000. It gives them that extra peace of mind that they know that there's somebody there to help and support them, because they could be struggling with their bills. With the cost of living crisis, the rise in energy prices, people are suddenly finding that their direct debits are doubling, and they're really worried about, what they need to pay for their energy bills. So what we can give them is that extra peace of mind to say, well, there's not an awful lot we can do about the cost of your energy, but what can we do to make sure that, you're using your energy most efficiently, so you're not wasting your energy at the moment. So as I said, it is those tips, if you can turn your thermostat down by just 1 degree, that will save you some money. It is things like, washing your clothes at 30 degrees. It's things like, not leaving your appliances on standby. When you're having a shower, limit it to 5 minutes. Don't spend half an hour in the shower. But just being aware of all those little things together will make a difference to what your energy bill will be. And at least you'll be using your energy most efficiently, and you're not going to be wasting energy, which is the key thing. We do get an awful lot of queries where people say, I've got damp, mould, condensation in my home. And to be honest, the two main reasons for that is either that you're underheating your home and the fact that you're trying to dry your clothes within the home. So what we do explain to people is, you know that you may only use one room mainly, which is fine, but still, if your radiators have got the TRVs on, so the way that you can actually control them, just turn those down on so you've got the heat. Still got the heat, but on a low heat in all your other rooms, because that will help with any sort of damp or mould issues. But the key thing is people really drying their clothes indoors. Don't dry your clothes on radiators. The best thing that we say to people is if you've got no other way of drying your clothes when the weather's really awful, dry your clothes on an area in one room. Open the window and close the door, because obviously when you're trying to dry your clothes, where is all that water going to go? Where's all that damp going to go? It's going to go to the coldest places, which are your windows and your walls, and that's where you start getting your condensation, and then you get your damp, and then you get your mould. I always equate it to, if you think about when you're going out and it's cold outside, what do? You put a hat on, you put a scarf on, and you put a coat on. And that's exactly the same thing that you need to do with your home. If you want to keep that heat in, you've got to put something in the loft to keep the heat in, and you've got to put something in the walls to keep the heat in. So you actually lose around about 30% of your heat goes through the walls and 25% goes through your loft. So if you're able to actually insulate that, you're saving an awful lot of energy that way, because you're not losing that excess energy. That heat is not going out through your walls or your loft. It's really having a chat with that resident, to be honest. So there's no point in saying to somebody, turn your thermostat down if it's already down on 20. So what it is, it's really tailoring the advice to how that person lives in the home, the family, and what are their needs. So if you take, I always give an example of my household. You know, I've got sort of grown-up kids at home, and my bugbear is leaving lights on and having showers that last half an hour. So, you know, it's like, tell the kids, turn the lights off. Tell the kids, you only need 5 minutes in the shower. You don't need half an hour with your music blaring. You know, 5 minutes is long enough. Or, you know, and switching devices off. So with all these electronic devices and all your phones charging, your laptops charging, just switch it all off. You know, don't leave all the stuff on standby. So, you know, for my household, that would be something. But for an older person, you know, it might be, well, actually, you know, you've got your heating on at 30 degrees. Does it really need to be that? You can turn it down a little bit, put a jumper on, put a cardigan on, something like that. Or if you're washing clothes, you know, wash at 30 degrees. Always wash when you've got a full load. Try not to use the tumble dryer. Try, you know, cooking in an oven. Do you really need to cook in the oven? Have you got an air fryer? Use an air fryer instead. There's lots of things, but it's always really about, we don't want people to start worrying about, oh, I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that. But you need to be comfortable, but you also need to know that you can afford to do it as well and not waste the money that you're actually spending on your energy. So a call will probably take around about 45 minutes. What we ask you to prepare is if you could have a recent bill to hand. So what we can do is have a look at that bill and just see what tariff you're on. Have a look to see if you've got estimated readings, because lots of people, if you haven't got a smart meter, if you've got estimated readings, your bills could be wrong. So it could mean that you're entitled to a nice chunk of money back, or it could mean that you're underpaying. But at least that gives us that also gives us an idea of how much energy you're using. So we have a rough idea of, in a typical 2-bed or 3-bed house, how much energy you should be using. If we suddenly think, oh, you've got a lot of units, you start thinking, what is it that you've got that, you know, that you're using that's causing you to use so much energy? But that's all you need to prepare. Really simple. You literally go to our website, which is applyforleap.org.uk. We have a button that says apply now. You can go on that and you fill out an application form, and then somebody from the team will give you a call and book an appointment with you.